Hey guys, it's Katie and welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. As you can see, I'm in my new apartment and there's like no furniture. I have my TV on in the background with the ASMR room or the Ravenclaw common room or whatever that I'm gonna listen to while I read, and my TV's on the floor because I don't have anywhere to put it yet. So this is my first week of work. Yesterday I was like too exhausted to film anything, but I didn't do a reading vlog last week, so let me update you guys on what I read. I finished Vicious and I'm very happy about it because it was an amazing story. It just ended and it left things so open-ended, and I've seen snippets about Vengeful, which comes out next week, and I'm so excited and I can't wait to go to the signing, and I need to figure out what I'm gonna say to V.E. Schwab. Like, what does one say to their favorite author? I don't know. This one I actually did end up, it was the first book that I ever annotated. I loved it. There's so many tabs. Like, I just had such, it was so unique and like dark and gritty and like the perfect villain story. I loved it and I can't wait for Vengeful. And I actually did enjoy annotating this book. I don't think I want to annotate every single book, but I think books that I know that I'm gonna love, I want to annotate, which we'll touch on that later. After that, I read Always and Forever Laura Jean on my plane ride up from Florida to Boston. I really liked To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and I think definitely the movie helped positively influence my feelings on the book. And then I read P.S. I Still Love You, and I give it 3 stars, which like I usually give books high ratings. It's really not a good rating for me. This book I ended up giving a solid 4 stars. I definitely thought all the things that were annoying me about Laura Jean and Peter's drama was resolved, and they were just a little bit more mature at this point, and like their problems were like real to things that I've seen in real life. I don't know, I just liked it like better. I still wasn't at that same level as To All the Boys I've Loved Before, but like I think that it was a good conclusion to the trilogy and definitely better than the second book. After I finished that book, literally the only thing that I read, because I did not have much time to read at all, was Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. This book has my heart. This is the only book where a love triangle works, and I don't understand how I could be literally melting over like Will and Tessa one page and then turn the page and be melting over Jem and Tessa. And I think that the reason that this love triangle works is because Will and Jem also have strong feelings for each other. They're not romantic feelings, they're brotherly feelings. But I think because each person in this little triangle cares about each other, it just makes it work. Also, the circumstances surrounding each character's life that makes the love triangle work out the way that it does. It's just like, there's just nothing like this story. And then in the time since I last did this reading vlog, right before I left, right before my flight, I went to Barnes & Noble. I'm very happy that I did. Well, okay, earlier on in the day, I went to FedEx and I picked up a Stitch Funko Pop for my bookshelf because I haven't seen this one around before, and I think it may be like an older one, and I love Stitch. He's so adorable. So I got the little Stitch Funko Pop. And then later in the day I went to Barnes & Noble and they had the Crimes of Grindelwald Funko Pops. And I was like, I need that. So I got Pickett. Look at Pickett. He's so cute. And then I saw this Funko Pop from Crimes of Grindelwald and I knew I needed to own it immediately. And that is a Thrushtroll. Is that how you say it? Oh my goodness. I love this little guy so much. They're like so creepy but like cool. So if you don't know, the Thrushtrolls pull the invisible carriages outside of Hogwarts, and Harry just always thought that they moved on their own, but they're actually moved by the Thrushtrolls. The only way that you can see them is if you've had like a close encounter with death. So after everything in the Triwizard Tournament that Harry goes through with seeing Cedric die, you can now see the Thrushtrolls. So these little guys, and they're apparently very gentle even though they are associated with death. And I just saw this and I needed it. I just feel like my Funko Pop obsession, like I had 2 for the longest time, and now I've just been like acquiring more and more. So it's turning into yet another thing that I collect along with books. The next book that I'm going to be starting this week, I wasn't sure if I was gonna have enough time to read with working, but like once I come home from work, I can just read, which is great. Whereas like I don't know, I just thought I wasn't gonna have time. And in the morning, I catch up on my booktube when I'm getting ready. The book that I'm starting tonight is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. So excited. I just got these Said Letter pens in the mail from Amazon because I want to annotate this book. I literally opened this book the other day to see if I wanted to start it. And oh, also can't fail to mention I have this really cool Strange the Dreamer bookmark that matches, and it's from Cake and Paint Co., which unfortunately closed, but really cool bookmark. Anyways, I opened the book to see if I wanted to start it. And it said, names may be lost or forgotten. No one knew that better than Laszlo Strange. He'd had another name verse, but it died like a song with no one left to sing it. And I was like, that's beautiful. I need to annotate that. And so I bought some annotation pens and I can't wait. Annotated in Vicious because it was a free book and I felt comfortable, and I have not yet annotated it in like book of my own. Like, I don't know, I look at this book that I annotated and like I don't feel any regret over writing in it. I actually like flipping through the pages and seeing like what I marked, and like, I don't know, it just feels way more like I have a more personal connection with this book. So I'm hoping that's what's gonna happen with Stranger Dreamer, and like, it's not like these books are going anywhere. Like, it's not gonna ruin any sort of value on them. Like, I think it can only make it better. So I'm excited for this, and then possibly I could be starting Clockwork Princess. I want to give Melissa some time to catch up, but like also I need to freaking know what happens, because the ending of Clockwork Prince, I was just like, and now I need to know. So anyways, I'm gonna start Stranger Dreamer and relax, and I'm gonna have on this ASMR Ravenclaw room for some ambiance, and it's gonna be great. Hey guys, so it's Thursday, September 20th. I just got home from work. I actually have energy today. Like, on Tuesday, the last time I filmed a clip, I had energy, and yesterday I had no energy, and today I have energy. I have been reading, and I'm reading Stranger Dreamer, and I'm on page 161, and just, wow. I don't know when I've fallen in love with a book this early on in the book. Like, usually if I end up loving a book, like, I'm loving it, you know, like a little bit from the beginning, and then I get to the end and I'm like, wow. But this one, just like straight off the bat, I've absolutely been in love with it. Like, the prose is just so beautiful. I know some people don't like lyrical writing, but it really speaks to me. I've just been enjoying that aspect like immensely. Like, it's just so rich and beautiful, and the world building is insane. And Chloe at Books with Chloe, and also Come and Spence, which was Spencer, they both said that this book is a Ravenclaw, and it totally is. Laszlo is a definite Ravenclaw. The whole thing about like him researching and just the amount of things that are different from everyday life in this book that are in the little subtle details that make the world building like just crazy, just in those little moments. And it's so good. Like, everyone says that you have to read this book, and you definitely do. Everyone is just getting really excited for Muse of Nightmares, and Melissa told me that the world building is even better in Muse of Nightmares. So like, I feel like if I'm loving the world building in this one, I can't even imagine what's going to be in Muse of Nightmares. Also, I have been annotating in this one. I haven't been putting any notes, but just like underlining the things that I really love. And I love like the words that she creates in the beginning of each part. I'm running out of pink tabs because I just like love things in books too much. I also underline every single time. Stranger Dreamer is like a recurring phrase, so I underline every time. Oh, I like this thing that doesn't give away anything. The exact purple lining of night with the shot silk shimmer of starlight on dark water. That's just beautiful. Anyways, I got a package in the mail from Barnes & Noble, so let's open. Is this what I think it is? It is. Oh my gosh. Would you look at this? It's so pretty. I've been seeing pictures of this cover like everywhere. It doesn't do it justice because just like how the first book, it was turquoise, this one is lime electric green. That is very cool. You know, I've just been busy being an adult, trying to get my life together, adjusting to an adult schedule. I mean, I had like infinite time to read when I wasn't working, and that's why I was reading so quickly. And I did kind of want this adult life so that my reading pace slowed down a bit, because I felt like I was gonna run out of books. I mean, not that there's enough series that I theoretically like wouldn't run out of books, but I was gonna run out of books that interested me, that I knew I was gonna love, that I wanted to read. And I think sometimes with doing these reading vlogs or like being on booktube, you feel pressured to be reading a lot. And so I've just been kind of like, oh, like I'm not gonna read as much as I want to. But you know, reading is something that should add something to your life. And so I don't want to feel like, oh, like I need to not do anything else and just like read every night so that I can like stay on top of like booktube and stuff like that. But I think it just, as long as you like reading, you can be on booktube. And you know what, my reading pace is gonna slow down a lot, but like I love reading it. I love that I have something to come to after a long day and go up in bed and read it. But like that doesn't mean that I still can't like watch TV, go to the gym, like do all of my other activities, because those are important too. too. And I shouldn't have to feel like reading. I don't know, it's like a weird anxiety where I'm just like, oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to read as much, and it like made me sad. But like when I wasn't working, I just felt like I was reading through everything too quickly and I wasn't getting to enjoy everything as much as I wanted to, just because I was almost rushing. So it's like kind of nice that this is like what I read this for 2 days and I'm on page 160. So like it's a good pace of reading to keep up with, and like just because I have a booktube channel doesn't mean that I have to like read an insane amount every month. Like in August I read 17 books and I'm literally like, I need to slow down. But you know what, that's life, as long as you love reading. I should also mention I have like about a half-hour commute, so I've been listening to an audiobook. So I've been listening to Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, which I actually already read in May, so it hasn't been that long since I read it, but I wanted a good book to be my first audiobook because it's a book I've already read, and people said the sound effects were really cool, and like I do agree, like it really makes it come to life. And I'm on page 315 in my audiobook, I believe. So yeah, it's cool. I at first wasn't sure how I felt about the audiobooks because I feel like sometimes if you slip out of attention for a while, it's harder to follow along, but because I already know this book, it's like fine, I can just fall back in. But I do like it for my commute because I just find like music is like too mindless sometimes, and it's really nice to have something to like listen to. Yeah, that's been my first audiobook experience, and like hopefully I'll get to read some more audiobooks after that. I don't know which ones I want to read yet. Hey guys, it's Saturday, September 22nd, and I'm literally being lazy today, but it is my like first weekend in the city where I can do stuff, so I'm about to go out and explore, and I'll definitely take some video footage. I've been reading Strange a Dreamer this afternoon. I'm up to page 284. So yeah, sorry if this reading vlog is just like kind of all over the place. I do really like making them because I like to like just go along with the journey of me reading a book, and I think it's a really personal video and I just love making them. I just, you know, hopefully once I have the bookshelf set up, I can have like a good setup to film in front of, because this just feels kind of like all over the place. So on Strange a Dreamer, I'm loving this book so far. It's just so beautifully written, and the world building, even in just like the smallest details, is so rich and unique, and we're kind of, it is slow paced, but like I don't really mind the slow pace at all, just because I'm so enraptured with the writing and the mythology and the mystery of the world. Like everything about it is so great. So to me, I like that slow pace. It's like a very slow burn build up to the conflict, and I'm just really, really loving it so far. Okay, so I'm back from my adventure. It was so much fun. I just walked around to all the stores and went shopping for clothes for work because I need some more. I did go to Primark, and they had a whole Harry Potter section. I didn't get any tips or anything. So I got many Harry Potter related items on my trip and some clothes, but you don't need to know what those are. But the first item that I got, there was a GameStop, and I stopped in because I know that they have a good Funko Pop collection, and I got the baby Nifflers from Crimes of Grindelwald. Oh my god. So you can see on the back here, I like just want to get all of the critters, I think. So I have 2 more critters that I need to get, Madagot and Chupacabra. Yeah, I mean, and probably Newt too. I don't really know if I feel like getting young Dumbledore, or definitely not Grindelwald, because like he's played by Johnny Depp. I don't really want a Funko Pop of him, but I do want all of these little critters, and I want to get the illustrated Fantastic Beasts. So I'm opening these up. Oh my god, these they're so cute. Oh my god. They're so adorable. I love them so much. Okay, leave a comment. What should I name them? Pickett obviously already has a name, but what should I name my Thrushel? Thrustrel? I don't even know how to say this. What should I name my Thrustrel? That was exciting item 1, and then I went to Primark, and they have a whole Harry Potter section, and it was all cheap, so I was basically in heaven. So I got a Harry Potter mug, and it's just a Ravenclaw mug, and it's very cute, and it's the perfect size. Usually I like bigger mugs for my tea, but it's the perfect size for the coffee machine at work. So I think I'm gonna bring this into work with me. Here's my Ravenclaw mug, and everyone will know that I'm a Potterhead, but it's fine. The last Harry Potter item I got are these cute Ravenclaw socks. I don't know if I'd ever really wear them anywhere, but they were $3, so I just bought them. Vengeful is coming out this week, and I'm gonna read Stranger Dreamer, start Clockwork Princess, start Vengeful when I get it on Tuesday, because then next week I'm going to Victoria Schwab's signing after work on Wednesday. Oh, and also the Ladies Guide to Petticoats and Piracy is coming out, and I'm going to, Mackenzie Lee's doing something at the Cambridge Public Library on Monday. So I don't know if she'll be able to sign my book, but I mean, if she's selling books there, I guess I would just buy one there and then return my Amazon one or something. I don't know, but I'll definitely get my Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, whatever. But yeah, the reason I want to read Vengeful before the V.E. Schwab signing is I want her to see that I have annotated the book. Hello, so it's now Saturday night, and I got my reading setup going on. I'm on my couch here, and I got my book with this cool moth on the front. I love the imagery in the book and how it's incorporated into the cover. I was just reading it before. I'm now on page 367. So like I may just like keep reading this until I get tired and go to bed, and then tomorrow I'll start Clockwork Princess. It's just so freaking good. Yeah, okay, so I have my book, and then I have this ASMR Harry Potter room thing. Yeah, it's the 3 broomsticks. It's like very relaxing. And then as you can see, all of my books are behind the TV, just lined up against the wall. That's not where the bookshelves are gonna go. I feel like booktube has really like expanded my mind in terms of like series that I wouldn't have come across before, or different things like annotating your books and like collecting little Funko Pops, and like just it's really like enriched my reading life. And obviously now I have all these like bookish friends, and it's just so much fun, and I'm just so grateful to be here. And yeah, I'm hoping I can still like stay consistent with booktube. Changed ASMR rooms because sometimes like the fire crackling ones like annoy me, but this one is so perfect. Like I love sitting outside at night and reading, and so this is just great. And I'll leave a link to these in the description. Such a perfect mood for reading. Today is Sunday, September 23rd, I think, which means Vengeful comes out in 2 days, and I can't wait to read it. And V.E. Schwab has been posting like all these little snippets on Instagram and Twitter, and I can't wait to read. And I've just been plucking away at Stranger Dreamer all last night and this morning, and I'm just absolutely blown away by this book. It is one of the most beautiful books I've ever read. I love the dreamscape parts of this book, like when they're in the, just because Stranger Dreamer, like it's a lot about the power of dreams, and those parts of the books, because I feel like dreams, like, I don't know, you know, when you dream, like it can be weird and like things don't make sense, and Laini Taylor manages to write about those kinds of dreamscapes in like such a way that you actually feel like you're in a dream. And reading this whole book is just like being in a dream. Like it's just so beautiful and lyrical and amazing, and I need Muse of Nightmares right this second, and I just pre-ordered my copy so that it gets here on October 2nd and I can start reading it. And I also have the Ladies Guide to Petticoats and Piracy coming out that day that I'm getting. Now I'm going to start Clockwork Princess. I have never read this one, so I read the first 2 of them. I've never read this one, so I'm so excited to start. Melissa and I are going to see Cassandra Clare on December 19th, so we're kind of like in a rush to catch up by that time. But I just love reading so much. I love books. Strange Dreamer is beautiful. This book I know is gonna break me, and it's just gonna be great. Hello, hello. It is Tuesday, September 25th, which you know what that means. Vengeful release day. Vengeful is the sequel to Vicious by V.E. Schwab, aka my favorite author. It's the first book that I annotated, and I had such a fun time reading it like this and like kind of putting my own mark on the book. And I'm meeting V.E. Schwab next week, and I can't wait. And I'm literally gonna have to bring a backpack to work with like all of my stuff because I'll be bringing a lot of books with me because I think she'll personalize 3 and sign. So I think I'm gonna get like Personalized from A Darker Shade of Magic. I was gonna maybe get the hardcovers for the signing, but I feel like it's kind of a waste because like the copies that I read were like paperback copies and I really love them, and I'm collecting the collector's editions of the trilogy in hardback, so I feel like I don't really want to spend the money on those hardcovers, even though like I had toyed around with the idea on Twitter, but it's fine. So I'll probably get all of those ones signed. I'll probably get this Savage Song personalized, Vengeful obviously personalized, and I think maybe my A Darker Shade of Magic collector's edition came signed, but maybe I'll like add a personalization to it. So I don't know, I'm so excited. But to update you on my reading progress, I finished Stranger Dreamer and I started Clockwork Princess, and I got to page 125. Making my way through this, lots of feelings. I just love these characters so much. Melissa and I were texting and we were just like sending gifs. I'll put stills of the gifs in here of like we were sending back and forth when she was reading the ending of it, and like, whew, it was just very stressful, and I was like feeling secondhand stress from when she was reading it, and like, yeah, and like when I was reading it, I was texting her and she's like, I know I need to get to it. And I'm sure I'll be texting her the same thing for this one, but she's taking a break and reading To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Maybe if Melissa got on booktube, she can update you herself on her reading progress, but she's not. But you can follow her on Instagram and she posts on her stories and stuff sometimes. Maybe if she made a booktube, you'd get to see her face too. So we have some book mail. I think you know what it is. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, oh man. Oh man. My plan is I'm gonna read this, and I do want to annotate it. I think I'm gonna underline in red because that like, so in this book I was underlining in pink because I knew I was gonna love like a lot of things. But I feel like, and I underlined in pink in Stranger Dreamer, but I feel like red is just like the theme of this book. So I'm gonna underline in red, and I think that'll just fit the vengeful mood, and I'm gonna tab it. And yeah, I wanna read it and annotate it so when I meet V.E. Schwab, I can be like, look at how much I love your books. I even wrote in them because I wanted to have a personal connection with them. I don't know what I'm gonna say to her when I meet her. I should probably, is saying that she's my queen like too much? Is that gonna come on too strong? I don't know. I met her at BookCon and I just said, hi, how are you? And it was a quick line. But I'm gonna walk up to her with piles of books and be like, hello, my queen, I bow down to you. Okay, so it's later on Tuesday and I started Vengeful, and it is just a mood. It is so, okay. I started Vengeful and like, it's already crazy. Like there are so many parts that have me shook already. Ooh. And then I have the Slytherin common room. I'll put this one there. V.E. Schwab is a Slytherin queen, and this is definitely a Slytherin book, so it was only appropriate that I put on the Slytherin common room for my reading ambiance, and it's perfect. Hello, it's Thursday, September 22nd, 27th, and I just got back from work and I'm changed and I'm ready to go to the gym, but I'll give you a quick update on Vengeful first. So this book is so freaking good. I've been highlighting it and like underlining it, and I can't wait to meet V.E. Schwab next week. And like, I have so many thoughts. I've been taking really good notes on this book. I'm currently on page 204, which is like 42% of the way done. I've been reading it for 2 days, so I'll probably finish it by like the weekend. Yeah, I'm not gonna pressure myself to read a certain amount of books per week, because I mean, books can be short, books can be long. I'm just gonna, you know, go at my own pace. And you know, I have other things in my life besides reading that are important, like booktube and working out. Yeah, so I feel like over this video you can just see the evolution of like me trying to be able to balance everything. I'm slowly getting there. I think maybe my new favorite villain, I can't tell if she's morally gray or a villain yet, but like, she's one of my favorite characters now. Her name is Marcella, and she's a badass. And there's definitely a lot of feminist themes that started to be explored. This is Marcella talking to her husband. I'm not a fucking coat, Marcus. You don't get to check me at the door. And yeah, she's just a badass, and like, shit's going down. And I'm really interested to see like how the new characters are going to converge with the older characters, and there seems to really be like more expansive, I don't want to say world building because it's kind of like a regular world with just people who have superheroes, but I guess like cast building, character building, like there's just more of a cast with all really interesting backstories and personalities, and I just can't wait to see how it's all going to collide. And yeah, there's just like a lot going on. Oh, also she said on Twitter that in this book her goal was to make people like Eli, and I don't think I like him yet, but I'm intrigued to see like if she's going to make me like him. And in her other book series, she kind of said I've done the same thing with a different character, if you know who Holland is from A Darker Shade of Magic. And I can't say that in the end I liked Holland, but I did have a sympathy for him that I didn't have before. Also, like the gay subtext, I'm screaming. If you haven't seen Read with Cindy's review of Vicious, you need to watch it because 1, it's hilarious, 2, it's hilarious, and 3, it's also really insightful and good, but like there's a lot of gay subtext in this book, and there was a point where it was almost like overtly just text, and I was like, so let's see. I don't know if it like will ever, it was like just less subtle. I don't know if there will ever be a point where it will become full just like text, but I was screaming on the inside. Yes. For the evening, I'm gonna eat a snack, go to the gym, watch American Horror Story and eat dinner, and then settle in with Vengeful for the night. So I feel like American Horror Story and Vengeful is like a good spooky fall combination, one right after the other, because it's almost October. Hello, it is late Sunday night. I really got no reading done this weekend because my boyfriend moved in and we've been building furniture. It's the end of the reading vlog, so I'm gonna update you on my reading this week. Let's see, first off, I finished Strange a Dreamer, 5 out of 5 stars. Obviously was absolutely incredible. Oh, and this is my reading for the last 2 weeks. Then I started Clockwork Princess and got to page 125, but I'm taking a break from this one to read Vengeful. And on Vengeful, I'm on page 303, so I'll hopefully finish this before I meet V. Schwab on Wednesday. I am also reading the audiobook for Illuminae on my commute to work, and I'm on page 460 of 599, so I should hopefully finish this in like the next few days or so, just depending on like how long my commute takes me. And then I gotta pick out another audiobook. I don't know, leave a comment with what audiobook, like what is a good book to read on audiobook. And my upcoming plan for next week is tomorrow I'm going to a Mackenzie Lee signing. She's the author of A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, and The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy is coming out on Tuesday. So I'm gonna go meet her tomorrow. Very exciting. Then on Wednesday I'm meeting V. Schwab. She's like giving a talk in a theater and then a signing, and like it's just gonna be everything. So I want to finish Vengeful, maybe read a little bit more of Clockwork Princess, but that's kind of like my secondary book for now because Muse of Nightmares is coming out on Tuesday and I need to pick it up immediately. My reading pace has slowed. Like in September I only read 5 or 6 books, but you know what, that is life. What are you going to do? I don't think it's a bad thing if you're just keeping up with your reading pace, even if I'm not reading 17 books in a month. Like, you know, you just gotta find what works for you, and as long as you love reading, that's all that matters. Just a PSA for the future, I'm probably going to switch my reading vlogs to bi-weekly reading vlogs because I think it's just a little bit more streamlined and you can see like the progress of me reading books, especially if I'm not going to be reading so much in 1 week. Where I'm at with my books so far, and it's been a good 2 weeks, so have some fun, read some books, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.